presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Please join us. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Good morning. Welcome to Sunday service at Everett Unity. Let's start our time together today with a reading from the Daily Word, Sunday, December 8th. We begin the second week of Advent by affirming peace for ourselves and all beings, and letting the peace of God flow through us. Peaceful living does not mean isolation from noise or turmoil. It means calm even in the middle of the hubbub. At this time of year, when so many seem busy and rushed, we rely on the peace of God that resides within to promote calm in our home, in our life, and in the world. Prayer helps us stay centered, serene, and relaxed so we can be an instrument of peace. Holding thoughts of tranquility and affirming peace in every heart, we move through the day and Advent season, affirming kindness and compassion. We give the gift of peace as we let it flow from our hearts like ripples on a lake, sustaining each person in concentric circles of tranquility and goodwill. The scripture today from Romans chapter 15, verse 33, the God of peace be with all of you. Our opening statement you'll find inside your bulletin, I give the gift of peace. Let's repeat that together. I give the gift of peace. Rick is going to lead us in our opening song from our Wings of Song songbook, song number 260. When you find that, stand as you are able, and we'll sing together.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou wisdom from on high, and order all things far and nigh. To us the path of knowledge show, and cause us in her ways to go. Rejoice, rejoice, come to thee, O Israel. O come, desire of nations, bind all peoples in one heart. Bid envy, strife, and quarrels cease. Fill the whole world with heaven's peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Good morning. Welcome again to Everett Unity. I'd like to introduce you to the people who are most visibly serving you today. You were greeted by our ushers, Chris and Nancy. Yvonne is hosting social hour. Walter and Terry are providing audio-video support. Terry, Steve, and Rick are playing music for us this morning. My name is Cindy, and Reverend Patric Creelman from the Center for Spiritual Living is back with us again this morning. Welcome, Patric. Patrick and I were just discussing our upcoming traveling plans. I'm going to California the end of the week, and he is going to New York tomorrow. That sounds like fun at Christmas time, doesn't it? Well, I'd like to remind you, if you brought your cell phone in with you this morning, please turn it off so we can have a nice quiet meditation here in a moment. And just a couple of announcements. I'd like to remind you all of the activities that are happening the month of December are inside your bulletin on the right page. Things like our book club meeting this Tuesday and not on the fourth Tuesday of the month. So any of you book clubbers out there, make a note that the office will be closed that Christmas week and New Year's week. A reminder about the winter solstice program that we'll be having from 10 a.m. to noon on Saturday, December 21st, down in the social hall. There's a sign up down there if you'd like to come join us for that. That's the first time we've done a solstice program, so I think it's going to be really fun. I hope you can join us. And then, of course, remember our candle lighting service is Thursday, December 19th. And we hope that you and your family and your friends can come and join us for that. That's one of my very favorite holiday events that we do every year. And that will be followed by coffee and cookies. And then remember on Sunday, December 22nd, that's our annual Unity Family Christmas party. Be downstairs in the social hall after the service. We'll probably have more cookies because you know it's sugar poisoning season. And I don't know about you, but I haven't had enough yet this year, so I'll probably have more. But we'll have Christmas caroling, and I hear rumor that Santa's coming, as always, because what's Christmas without Santa? So bring your family and come and plan to join us on December 22nd. So let's sing together again, same songbook, another Christmas song, number 272, Stand As You Are Able, and we'll sing again.
Okay, take a deep breath. We're doing all three verses. Yeah, I know. It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay, to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary Above its sad and lowly plains, they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its babble sounds the blessed angels sing. For lo, the days are hastening on, by prophets, bards foretold, when with the ever-circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth thine ancient splendors fling, and the whole world send back the song which now the angels sing. Very good.
All right, let's settle in now and get ready for a nice quiet meditation with Patrick.
Okay, so I'm just getting settled. I'm a little befuddled in this moment. I clipped and untook. There we go. Let's just start with some quiet music. Recognize that surely the presence of heaven is in this moment. The presence of the Lord is in this moment. The presence of peace is in this moment. The presence of our breath is in this moment. And if we don't feel the presence in this moment, allow our breath, allow the feeling of inhaling the cool air, let it rest in your lungs, and the exhaling of the warmer air. Bring us more firmly into the presence. In this moment, allow yourself to feel the seat which you're sitting on. Know that that seat is supported by the floor, and that floor is supported by the foundation. That foundation is supported by the earth. That earth is supported by Spirit itself, by the creative force that allows DNA and cells and atoms and everything to come together to create solid ground. Take a breath into your body, take a big inhale, and exhale with a sigh. Yes, inhale once more, and sigh. Allow that slight moment of relief, maybe a release. Maybe that moment brings a smile to your face. Maybe that moment relaxes your forehead a little bit. Bring your focus to the muscles on your face. Let them relax. Unclench your jaw. I know it's hard to do, but feel your eyeballs unclench. There's a moment when you can relax the clench of the eyes and the sockets and the face and the jaw and the neck. Allowing ourselves just to be free in this moment, be present in this moment with our breath. There's nothing to do but be present in this moment. Whatever you have to do, we'll be there when you're done with your service today. This is a respite. This is a pause in your day, in your week, in the season. This is a pause to just be. Let the piano sounds, let the echo, let the vibration carry you. Divinely inspired instrument that is spirit, that is music, that is who you are, is safe and whole and complete and perfect and at peace in this moment. There's nothing you need to do or prove. Just breathe. Just breathe. And in our breath, keep our ears open, our spirit ears open, our soulful ears open, and just allow these words to wash over. And let them resonate as you hear them, in keeping with the Advent idea of peace today. For all those we have harmed, knowingly or unknowingly, we are truly sorry. Forgive us and set us free. For all those who have harmed us knowingly or unknowingly, we forgive them and we set them free. And for the harm we have done to ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, we are truly sorry. We forgive ourselves and we set ourselves free. Peace in my heart brings peace to my family. Peace in my family brings peace to my community. Peace in my community brings peace to my nation. Peace in my nation brings peace in my world. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Take a breath into your body. And exhale, bring yourself more present to the room. Let that feeling come back to you as you open your eyes and take a look around at the light streaming through. The sounds in the outside world have their place, but we have our place in this moment with each other, just to rest. And so it is.
I was looking at my son when he was probably 5 years old, and he was standing at the ocean, and it was a gray day, and he had his arms up like he was conducting it. And it made me wonder, is he conducting this? Or is he being conducted? Or is it all happening at the same time? Somehow it prompted me to write this song called The Love in You, The Love in Me. Am I God or is God in me? Am I the love or does it flow through me? Am I the waves or an arm of the world? Ah, their beauty as they crest and curl. Am I the voices in harmony? The look of love, all your powerful beauty. Fingers on frets and the notes sustained. The ivory's pressed, only love remains. Am I all these things? Maybe so much more. For years and years I've come to explore. It all comes down, in the end you'll see, to the loving in you, loving in me. Am I the notes that make the song, or lovers' hearts as they dance along? Maybe stars in a desert sky. There's such a freedom in just asking why. The clear twinkle in a baby's eyes, or children's laughter on a carnival ride. Just to stop for a moment and be the love in you, the love in me. Am I all these things? So much more. For years and years, well, I tried to ignore. It all comes down, in the end you'll see, to the loving in you, the loving in me. It all comes down, in the end you'll see, to the loving in you, to the loving you, oh, the loving you, the loving me.
Love in you, the love in me. Thank you for that. That's great sentiment. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy mid-December times. I am indeed Reverend Patrick, or just Patrick, either way. Happy Christmas. Good morning. Happy Bodhi Day. It's the day of enlightenment for Buddha, December 8th. Happy Kwanzaa for those who are going to celebrate that. Happy Hanukkah. Happy... for those who are trying to still figure it out, happy is it over yet day. And of course, for any of the Scrooges that are in the house, there may be one, we wish you well too, bah humbug to you as well. In the most kind, loving, open-hearted spirit, may your coffee be strong and your spirit even stronger, your eggnog even stronger too. Whatever you're celebrating or not celebrating this season, I'm glad you're here. And I hope this time together, my desire is that it was worth getting out of your pajamas and putting on real pants and coming to church. We're grateful you're here. So what are we talking about these days? 12 powers, right? And this month, the focus is on the awesome, exciting, most energizing, amazing power of them all, the 12th power of life itself. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's boom, 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 boom. Where's our pianist? Sorry, Terry. She wasn't ready on my cue there. She didn't know. I joke, but life is it. Everything we do is for our life and for our living and for our well-being. Why do we go to these? My question is why do we go to workshops? Why do we go to church? Why do we go to yoga retreats or read all the books and do all those things? Why do we bother doing all that stuff? And so we can live a better life. So that life itself can move through us and we can be free and live the life that we are choosing to live and choosing to create. So why do we do that? One thing, because this being a human being can be a little tricky sometimes. It can be a little tough. And we need support, and we need some tools, and we need a community, and we need like-minded people or like-souled people. The other thing is because we all inherently know There's a still small voice that calls us to a greater truth, a truth that is beyond this flesh and blood and physical being that we live in. We know that there is a spiritual and a human connection to everything we do, and to our very existence, and to our living. The idea that divinity resides in each of us, it's obviously not new. From the time that the first humans created fire, they were dancing around the fire and raising their voices and trying to connect, and they were like celebrating the divine, whatever that meant to them. So this idea is in many spiritual traditions. In Christianity, it's expressed as the image and likeness of God. We are made in the image and likeness of God. In Hinduism, the concept of the Atman suggests that an eternal and divine presence that lives and thrives through each and every one of us. And in Buddhism, the Buddha nature represents itself as inherent potential for enlightenment. And in New Thought or New Spiritual Thought, the idea is often framed as our ability to align with the universal energy, manifest abundance, creativity, more connection, and more creativity, and more peace. These teachers remind us that it's our nature to not be separate from divine, that our humanity and our divine are interwoven in our existence innately, and that we are inadvertently meant to embrace our divine origins. That's what we're here for. Now, have you ever thought of yourself and your life as sort of a divine experiment, or like this is just a workshop and we're just out here doing all the things, and we try to gather all the tools and put them in our tool belts and try to build something, craft something, and create a life that is by our design? That's how I sort of think of it sometimes. I come from blue-collar worker folks who build things and create things and can all the food and do all that kind of stuff. So I've always had this creative approach to my life. Thomas Merton, Trappist monk and theologian and mystic and poet and social activist, all the things, he wrote, in our life, or in our creation, God asked a question. And you know what that question is? It's not, can you make everything perfect? It's not, can you be sure that your life looks like everyone else's life? It's not, can you do whatever you can to fit in? The question I translate in my mind sometimes to, what unique expression of love and joy and creativity can this being become? And what if we lived our life from that place? What if that was the beginning? And here's the best part. The second part of that quote is, and in our truly living, God answers the question. Yes? Yeah, I will repeat it a couple times. As a matter of fact, I'm going to. And in your truly living, God answers the question. And if you don't like the word God, use life answers the question. Use love answers the question. Use universal energy. It answers the question in your truly living your authentic life. That's a pretty amazing place to stand and own the space that you're in. You are both, we are both, I am both, we all are both the question and the answer for our own lives, and for the universal presence that is this particular time in space. In our creation, God asked a question, and in our truly living, God has answered the question. In our creation, love has asked a question, love, and in our truly living, love is answering the question. This is like, our lives are like a divine riddle, an equation. And we're walking around doing the things and bumping into each other and living, and God's saying, good job. The version of God that I believe in, not that you're a sinner and you're bad, you're born a sin and you'll never be anything but a sinner and you never, all that stuff, that's another story. The story that I'm choosing to live with, and I encourage people to live with, is that God thinks that you're doing a good job just by being who you are, period. There ain't nothing you need to do that's more than what you're doing right now. And God is saying, good job, yes, you're getting closer. Good job, all of the things. Funny story, I have a friend. We'll call him Dave. And he decided he heard this kind of message, and he's like, oh, I want to live fully. The warrior pose and everything. And he said, I don't think he quite understood the assignment. And so he said, I'm going to say yes to everything. And I'm going to do that this weekend. It was one particular weekend. It's like, okay, that's not exactly what we're talking about, but that's okay. Go for it, manage it as you can. And he said he was going to say yes to everything that weekend. And then one of our friends said, okay, and invited us all to go skydiving. Now, Dave said yes. I, however, did not. I do not believe in skydiving. I'm glad it's for someone else, but it's not a yes that I need to say yes to at this particular time in my life or any time in this life. I've jumped off things and I've done a variety of adventurous things, but I'm not jumping out of a plane. And when I go to Disney, I'm not doing the Tower of Terror either. I did that once, and that's one yes for a lifetime. Now, Dave, he wasn't just afraid of heights. Yeah. He's a bit of a nutty professor type, always a little disheveled, arrives a little late, and always has a bunch of bags and not really quite sure, always like 2 different kinds of socks and all the things, like he's not quite always together. So he shows up, and with the little cluster of chaos that he had when he showed up, and he was getting ready, changing and getting into the flight suit, and he was nervous, but he was still showing up, and yes, I'm going to continue doing this. And he had 2 different socks on, like he often does, and one of the socks had a big hole, and his big toe was sticking out and waving like a surrender flag kind of thing. And he was still nervous. Fast forward to he's strapped to the instructor, and the door opens, and the instructor says, okay, let's go. And Dave's like, no, wait. He starts to have a little panic attack, and the instructor just says, don't worry about it, just lean into it. And Dave's eyes got big, and he said, lean into it? I can't even lean out of it. How do you expect me to jump and say yes to this? And so right after that, the instructor jumped, and Dave was strapped to him, so Dave jumped too. But the funny thing that happened, Dave said afterwards, is that when he jumped, he stopped worrying. The panic went away. He was in the bliss of the flight, the weightlessness, and in the rush of the air. He didn't worry about his socks. He didn't worry about the things that he'd worry about. He didn't worry about that he sounded like one of those Instagram goats that are online, rah, when he was flying and falling down to the earth. And he said, for the first time in a long time, he felt fully alive. He felt engaged. He felt all systems were engaged and doing something that he was brave enough to say yes to, a little scared, but still did it anyhow. He said, it was terrifying, and I wrote it down, but it was amazing. He said, I think I just lived for the first time in years. Dave was 70 years old when he did his first jump. 70, yeah. And he was 80 when he did his second jump this past year. Now, I'm not saying you need to jump out of a plane, but there's something to be said in that he still did it, even though he was a little scared of it, and even though people said, you're too old, you can't do that kind of thing. It's never too late to do the thing that your heart wants you to do, that your soul is calling you to do. Show up and do it in the way that you can do it at this particular age, at this particular time in your life. Charles Fillmore's reflection couples this a little bit. While Dave's story is humorous, it highlights the essential truth. The power of life is about saying yes. The power in our lives is about saying yes to life itself. Not, like I said, not necessarily skydiving and not the big adventures like that, but whatever it is for you personally at this moment. Charles Fillmore described life itself as one of the 12 spiritual powers inherent to every person. He thought that life isn't just about the biological act of breathing and digesting our food and walking. He talked about the divine energy that flows through us, as us, animating our lives, animating our bodies, animating our lives, our minds, and animating our spirits. It's the power that renews, regenerates, and calls us to live out loud as unique expressions of God's of love itself, of life itself. That's one of our core teachings. It shows up in a lot of different teachings, in a lot of different ways, but that is the core teaching. Now I want to take this a step further, and with the wisdom of St. Thomas Aquinas, a 13th century Catholic priest, he said, this is one of my favorite quotes of everything I've ever read. I keep coming back to it over and over and over again. Because the divine could not image itself forth in any one being, it created a great diversity of things so that what was lacking in one could be supplied by the others. Because the divine could not image itself forth in any one being, it created a great diversity of things so that what was lacking in one would be supplied by the others. Think about that. I see some heads nodding, I see some that resonates and some big breaths. We're not all supposed to imagine ourselves as the one divine being. That's a good story, but that's an idea. We are all the one divine being in our own lives. God didn't just create one flower, one cat, one squirrel, one being, one leaf, anything. He created a multitude of expressions. And its creation itself is an explosion of diversity, because no single form could fully reflect the divine idea. Now, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? It means that your quirks are fine. It means your humanity is fine. It means that your talents and even your so-called flaws, what the world says is wrong with you, that's okay. That's all a part of God's masterpiece as it shows up as each and every one of us at different stages in our lives. That is who you are, as is, and it's divinely ordained, and it's a divine appointment for you to show up in this moment as is, period. If you don't fix another thing, you're fine. Your unique life is essential to the wholeness of creation. You don't have to be a brain surgeon. You don't have to be a president or anything other than just who you are in any given moment. That is a part of the divine equation. And if you hide who you are or try to live someone else's life or read from someone else's script, we're going to be missing out on who you are. We're going to be missing out on your gift. The world will be missing a beautiful piece of the divine puzzle. I think of life as a mosaic, and I think of humanity as a mosaic, and we are all a piece of the puzzle, like the stained glass on those windows. That window wouldn't be the same without all of those pieces of glass. Notre Dame in Paris just was unveiled again. And the mosaics in that building are stunning. And I think of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that built the space initially and then refurbished it now. Each one of them and every detail is there by divine appointment. Had one of those people not been there, had one of those panes of glass not been there, something would be shifted. It would be something else, but something would be missing. A divine essence would be missing. And we don't want to be missing out in who you are. You need to be here. That's a whole other talk. So living full out an authentic life, it's not easy. We all know that. It's tricky. We have people in our lives that say no. We have people that say, no, you're too green, if anyone's seen the movie Wicked. We have people in our lives that say, no, you're too big, you're too small, you're a woman, you're a man, you're gay, you're straight, whatever the thing is, there's people in our lives that say, no, we don't want what you have to offer. Well, I'm here to say God wants what you have to offer. Love wants what you have to offer. Life wants what you have to offer. And you're here to write your own script, your own story, and your own life. And here's where we connect to the wisdom of Thomas Merton again. He reminds us that love has expressed itself as you. Think about that. The very fact that you exist means that you are unique, unrepeatable expression of divine love. What if we all lived our lives from the place of original blessing? And let the idea that we've all been sold, even if we weren't in that particular tradition, of original sin. You are not born broken. You are born whole, and you're born as an expression of the divine. And that is the core spiritual teaching of living life itself. That is our power. That is the foundation that you can build a rock on. That is the rock of revelation that is your life. You're exactly who you're meant to be. Sometimes radiant, sometimes messy, sometimes fun, sometimes sad, sometimes busy, sometimes I can't get out of the room, my bed. Whatever that is, that's what you're supposed to be. And be that and love yourself through it. Don't beat yourself up for being a human. If that had worked, if that empowered you, you would be empowered. You wouldn't be beating yourself up. Try telling yourself loving thoughts instead of beating yourself up for just being a human trying to get through things. You are growing. You are the growing answer to God's question. And you're here on purpose. And how do we activate these powers in our lives? Here's a few tips. Celebrate your uniqueness. Number one. Take time this week or whenever you have time this next few weeks and look at your passions and your quirks and your talents and all that, and then write a note about to yourself, or at least stop and pause and say, I'm grateful for my quirks. Because there are people in my lives that love my quirks. My quirks are not for everyone. And that's okay. One of the core lessons is I had to teach myself to be okay with disappointing people. There are always going to be someone who's disappointed in who I am. That's okay. I'm okay. There are lots of people who think, oh, you're awesome. And some people who are indifferent. So that's part of being a human. Number two, affirm the power of life. Use an affirmation. We have an affirmation today. Here's one. I am a unique and vibrant expression of divine life, radiating love and joy into the world. Affirm the power of life as it shows up as you. Lean into the present moment. Don't go out skydiving if that's not your thing. But be present with someone. Do the things you need to do this week. It's a very busy couple of weeks ahead of us. And it's a busy time in the next few months as well. Our spiritual work is more present, is more needed now. Lean into the present moment. Where can you be of service? Where can you show up fully and authentically? Honor the diversity in others, number four. Just as you are a unique expression of God, so are the other people in your life. Everyone in this room shows up differently as a unique expression of the divine as who you are, a reflection of wholeness. Four things. Celebrate the uniqueness, affirm the power of life, lean into the present moment, and honor diversity in others. I'm going to end my talk with this reading by Courtney Walsh. Dear human, you got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. That's where you came from, and that's where you will return. You came here to learn personal love, universal love, messy love, sweaty love, crazy love, broken love, whole love, infused with divinity, lived through the grace of stumbling, demonstrated through the beauty of messing up often. Love, in truth, doesn't need any other adjectives. It doesn't require modifiers. It doesn't require the condition of perfection. It only asks that you show up. It asks that you do your best, and that you stay present and feel fully. That you shine and fly and laugh and cry and hurt and heal and fall, get back up again and play and work and live and die as you. That's enough. That's plenty. Dear human, you got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. Who you are is enough. That's plenty. Take a breath into your body. Receive that message. Remember that you are both the question and the answer as who you are right now. God has expressed His love and expressed His life through you and as you. Not when you're perfect, right now. And the world needs your unique light. In this season of light, you are one of those lights. We are one of those lights together. This is not the time to dim your light. This is the time to shine and love and be fully who you are. And so it is. Enough said. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. It reminded me that it is the time of year for my favorite movie on the planet, It's a Wonderful Life. I know I'm not alone in that, but your talk reminded me of that idea that you have to accomplish, what'd you say, you don't have to be the president, or you listed off a couple of those really impressive accolades. And so when we look at our own lives, sometimes we think, well, I didn't accomplish A, or I didn't do B, or I thought I was going to do C, and those things didn't happen, so I'm a failure, or I'm not as successful as I was. And we all know that It's a Wonderful Life shows that's not true, because each and every single thing you do in your life has an impact on people, and you don't even know how beautiful and wonderful your presence in someone's life really is. And I'm reading a book right now. She's talking, it happens to be set during the Second World War, and there's, from the perspective of the resistance, no connection to anything in modern day, but the woman provides names of people who the Nazis are looking for, and is consumed with guilt and remorse and realizes she's made a mistake. And she goes and speaks to the Catholic nun and confesses that she's done this horrible thing. And so the nun says to her, no matter what anyone, she said to the nun, well, someone else would have told them. And she said, well, this isn't about someone else. This isn't about what anyone else does. This is about you and what you do and what your integrity is and how you show up being true to yourself. The humanity that you keep of yourself through what happens next. And that's what I think living life is all about. Yeah. Keeping true to yourself, your humanity, making the difference where you can. That all fits together in recognizing that you have more of an impact just being your honest, true self than you will doing anything else. That's a great message. Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you. All right, well, let's sing together. Oh, Walter?
I'd like to share something if I can.
Okay.
I sent out your information on what's happening during the Christmas, and she sent me a note back. What's White Stone all about? Guess what? This lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. Setting that intention for who you are, what you want to show up as. Exactly. The new name of who you are where you are now. Because none of us are the same that we were yesterday or the day before or last week or last year. Thank goodness. I mean, really, right?
Right.
Thank goodness. Great. All right, well, we're singing from the Wings of Song songbook, song number 274, Stand As You Are Able, and Rick will lead us in another song.
Okay, there's only two verses. Not that I ever say anything wrong, but so I want to hear some harking out there. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and life to all he brings, rich with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Nice.
That song just happens to be in It's a Wonderful Life,
Yes.
in case you didn't know that.
Who knew?
All right, well, it's time to bless our offering and thank our Creator for the many blessings that we have been given and affirm our gratitude. So let's start by affirming the truth about ourselves, and this is how it goes. My name is, and you use your name, and I am prosperous, always and in all ways. Let's say that together. My name is
Patric Creelman,
and I am prosperous, always and in all ways. Always meaning forever and ever, and always as in all forms. So let's take our offering now. You can hold it next to your heart, literally or figuratively. Let's just really think about that prosperity. This is the time of year where people oftentimes think about lack. They worry, they stress. We want to think about our prosperity, the gifts that we have, the ability that we have to share who we are and what we have with each other. So let's think about that. Going out into the world, there are many ways that you share yourself with this community. Your time and your talent, your treasure. This place would not be the same without each and every one of us here. So let's be grateful for that and bless our offering together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I share, and all that I receive. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Amen.
I wish you peace and truth and all the strength you need as we near these holidays. I've dreamt of hope and love where the land meets the sea, washing over you like a wave. I want to give you one gift each and every day. One gift throughout our lives. I've sent these thoughts across the universe to guide your pathway. Share this dream tonight. Wash over you like a wave that cleans your hidden beaches. Feel it rinse away your pain. Wash over you with a gentle wave that leaves you in the sand with love so pure till you need to dream the waves again. I wish you peace and truth and all the courage that you need. Oh, precious little of our year remains. I've dreamt of hope and love where the clouds go to seed, pouring over you like the rain. I get caught sometimes feeling helpless. We're always trying to say the right thing, and it's a time for being selfless, to share a smile or a tear or a reason to sing. Wash over you like the rain, let the clouds gather quickly, feel it rinse away your pain. Wash over you with the sweetest rain that leaves you in the sun with love so pure till you need to dream the rain again, till you need to dream the waves again, till you need to dream.
You bring it up here. And so we bless this offering. Extend your hearts if you feel like extending your hands. Send some good vibes this way. We know that the hands that release these, they release these blessings, they release these donations, release these contributions. They release them into the divine idea that is this community, the divine idea that is service, the divine idea that is God expressed as this community. We know that that idea is expansive, and it's released into that and comes back to us, and in this law of reciprocity and the law of circulation and the law of expansive love. We are grateful to know that our gifts support this center, support this community, and support the lives that these offerings touch. They look like gifts, they look like offerings, they look like money, but they are lives changed, they are lives transformed, they are people, humans, just like each and every one of us, who are empowered and supported by this community. So we offer them and release them into this chest of hope, this chest of dreams, this chest of possibility, this chest and this contribution and this receptacle that is really a holder of love, holder of your intentions. And we know that is released into this moment, released into this collection, and released into the future. We're paying it forward so someone may be blessed, so that someone may dream again because of our help and our support and our very presence here in this community. And together we say thank you so much for the ability to give. Thank you so much for the ability to receive. And thank you so much for a community like this. And together we say, and so it is.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. If you have time, come down and have some refreshments and coffee with us. We're going to let the kids come in now. We'll circle around the room. We're kind of a small group, so you might want to do the center aisleways here today. I think people partied too late last night and couldn't make it for a 10 a.m. service. I resemble that remark. Our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.